No legislative house has the powers to suspend a member even for a single day. Words of senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, on the heels of the Senate's recent developments to allegedly bring in the House to disrepute, as well as some of its members. The Senate spokesman was quoted to have said that although the 1999 Constitution does not exactly state that the Senate has the powers to suspend a member, they have the powers to do so based on internal House rules. A view corroborated by Mike Ezokume, another senior advocate of Nigeria. Is the Senate's action supported by the law, though? Will they amend the Constitution to broaden the scope of their powers? Data feeds are coming through in one place simultaneously on our social media platforms. We'll focus on the biggest stories yet. Channelstv.com, youtube.com/channelsweb. You can follow us right now on m.channelstv.com. We've got all our platforms and social media covered. We're right now live on Facebook as well. Be part of the show. Tweet at Gimba Umar CTV and use the hashtag State of the Nation to air your thoughts on the subject. The Lagos State government has recruited over 5,000 youths under its Neighbourhood Safety Corps initiative as part of the government's resolve to enhance community policing and bring security closer to the grassroots. What more will this initiative bring to the table? Can this solve the many challenges in an emerging megacity such as this? We'll be speaking to Ahmed Kadri, a security expert, about this. Daredevil herdsmen also allegedly launched attacks in Abraka community of Delta State, killing one and destroying farmlands in an escalating trend in the country. Also seen in Buruku and Agatu communities in Benue State, as well as other central states in the country. Why have the attacks increased in recent times? Is the government looking at the situation holistically? Can they stop the attacks? We'll focus on these and more. It's prime time in Lagos, and this is State of the Nation. We have seen the situation that the security has tended to present to the people of Nigeria. Let's look at what the Lagos State government is doing at the moment. They've come up with a neighborhood initiative that wants to help and assist the police in the discharge of their duties and fighting crime. What's your view to this new initiative by Lagos State?
Well, this initiative has what Lagos State government seems to want to do is to assist the police in its law enforcement functions. It will seem the Lagos State government wants to, how will I put it this way now? They want to bridge the gap created by the lack of enough police officers in combating crime, so to speak. So in order to bridge this gap, this new neighborhood safety corps has been created to enforce law and order, to create intelligence, to assist the police and all other security bodies in ensuring that our neighborhoods, our communities are safer for us to live in. Hitherto, we had bodies like the OPC filling this gap, but with this new body, this will be further enhanced in order to make our communities safer for us to reside in. So basically, that's my own point of view, and as long as it's handled along the lines of within the confines of the law, I believe it will work if it is properly handled.
What do you think should be the modus operandi? For instance, will they have to carry weapons?
At this stage, I think that will be premature for them to carry weapons. All they need to do is to provide enough intelligence for the police to handle law and order. But carrying arms at this point in time is something I would not advise.
How do you see this played out in the short term? Because we understand that 2 of the officers will be deployed to just about every street in Lagos State, and we're having just over 5,700 or thereabout of them that will be carrying out this responsibility. How do you expect the 2 people man a street? Is that adequate?
Cumulatively, it will be adequate. When I take a neighborhood like Surulere, and you have 2 people on a street like, maybe a street like Adekunle Kuye in Surulere, if you're conversant with Surulere, I believe 2 people will be able to handle security issues along the street. All the neighbors will get to know who these people are, and we'll be able to bring to bear security concerns as it affects that neighborhood. Because most of the time you find that these people are people who live in the neighborhood. They know where the bones are buried, so to speak, within those neighborhoods. So definitely, like I said, cumulatively, when you look at 2 people per street, it would form a very good network in securing that neighborhood, in creating assistance to the other relevant security bodies that can truly enforce this law and order.
Should the Lagos state government be going this way, do you think, or should they have, for instance, done something in the line of supporting the already existing security structure, talking about the police, for instance? Shouldn't they have gone that way? Many people ask that this is an activity or an effort in futility, perhaps. You should have gone the way of helping the police to improve their well-being, to improve what they have to use to combat crime.
I'm not trying to hold forth for Lagos state government here, but from my own basic logic as a security expert, I believe, like I said, maybe the police does not have enough manpower to cover as much ground as Lagos state government would want to. So in order to create that manpower, I believe this body was created to act as a buffer to the manpower on ground as the police force has it now. Fine, they are not armed, but with more hands on deck in order to secure lives and property. I believe this body was formed to create assistance for the police. But if the police were able to recruit more hands, perhaps there might not be a need for the creation of this body.
What do you think of the Kai Brigade initiative?
The Kai Brigade initiative, to my mind, has not had any effect on the society so far.
So what difference will this one bring?
Well, this one has, it's much more, it will seem it was launched on a much more enthusiastic note. And if they are to continue along such lines, I believe it will produce something of substance.